June 2nd. Nothing's happened so far. I really have nothing to tell you, I suppose. I normally go to the gym today, but it is like day 2 of my period, and I'm not comfy at all. Like, I'm a little nauseous, to be honest, so I may sit this one out. So far, nothing's going on. I've got my voice lesson today at 2. It was really cold this morning, cold and foggy, and now it is sunny and hot. I can hear my mom on a conference call downstairs. Do you like my teacup? This was given to us in during early quarantine, like 2020. Our neighborhood, in our old neighborhood, was like doing these weird little gift box things. So we got one, and it included this teacup, and my mom was gonna get rid of it because she didn't know what to do with it. And I'm like, it's a china teacup. Are you kidding me? Give it to me now. So what can I tell you? I had my interview, went really well. Haven't heard anything yet. I know we left on a bit of a cliffhanger in the last vlog. We're still on that cliffhanger. It's a no spend month. So what I've done so far is I have used my savings to pay off one of my 3 credit cards, and that is just going to be my go-to for right now, and then the rest of the month is going to be spent paying down the rest. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to be just bulking up my savings a lot and then sending that money where I can. It's just more like putting it aside so nothing can touch it, because I have the app Digit that pulls from my checking account for various savings goals and things like that. So it's just putting stuff in savings so it can't get touched until I can go pay the bill. I finished the book Must Love Books. It was very good. I liked it. Gave it a good old 5 stars. So now I've moved on to reading Howl's Moving Castle, which I only watched the movie for the first time last year, and it's become one of my favorite movies now. But I've never read the book, and it's very, events-wise, it's kind of the same, but a lot of things are different. It's not a war story in the way that the movie is. There is no war in this, at least from what I can tell so far, but a lot of the events and the characters are very much the same. I'm enjoying it a lot. The book I read before this just got me excited for reading books again. So I have this, and I also have the sequel to it called House of Many Ways, which also sounded very good. I'm really warm now. So I'm reading that right now, getting through it pretty quickly. I'm hoping I'll be able to get through a bunch of books before I eventually go back into another reading slump, because I was in one of those for a while. I've been reading in the mornings, which has been helping, and then I read on my breaks at work. I've been finding I'm too tired to read at night at the moment. Usually nighttime is reserved for just watching stuff or doing a little bit of journaling, stretching usually, lighting some candles, creating a bit of a vibe. That's where I'm at right now. It is so warm now. I think I need to close the window. So I'm outside of my job right now. So I've been auditioning and looking for theater projects for a while. To no avail. So I've been, doing that, interviewing for jobs, just trying to get some more money and things like that. And then I just got a nice little email from a director I've worked with 5 years ago now, on my horror short that I did, where I played a demon, which was super, super fun. Anyways, he just emailed me, and they are putting together a TV series based on a podcast, and they're looking to do a crowdfunded short, and they want me to do it. That would be from the looks of it, it didn't look like an audition or anything. It just looked like, we want you. So that's cool. That's really cool. So yeah, it would be July or September, hopefully in the beginning of September, because I do have a trip at the end of September. But anyways, super cool. I like working with them. They always had a great set. They always had really good ideas, and stylistically they were really awesome. So I'm excited. This is really cool. I have a feeling it's gonna get really hot in here in a minute, but I had to shut the window because somebody is using either a leaf blower or a weed whacker. Look at, I've been breaking out all over my face. Luckily my bangs cover the forehead, but I always get one on my cheek. Today is Monday. I have therapy in a little under an hour. Had a decent morning. Was having weird dreams, let me tell you. Just really odd crossover dreams. And by crossover I mean just of various things that I am interested in and think about. This one involved Pixar and Bo Burnham, So that was a little odd. It was like it was like watching a trailer for like a new Pixar movie, specifically Toy Story. But like Woody and Buzz and all the people were in it. But like Bo Burnham voiced a character and he called himself Bo Burnham. So that's how I knew it was him. It was very odd. So I woke up this morning, did my little like morning routine, did some yoga. My mat's still on the ground. You can't see it, but the pillow is by the mat. I set aside 30 minutes for stretching and things like that for my back. But I didn't feel like I needed the full 30 today, so I just did 10 minutes, and it was enough. It was enough. Today, I have therapy, and then I have to go to the library because the books I checked out in March, I think, they're sitting up there. We're due in like March or April or whenever I went, but my library started like pushing the late fees. So what would happen was like the day my books were due, I'd get this auto renewal email. And I'd be like, oh, I guess I don't have to go back. And then it happened again. And I was like, oh, I guess I don't have to go back. Because, I mean, I want to get rid of Paranormalcy because obviously I'm done with it. But the Emily Dickinson book I really like. And I keep saying, I want to read it. But I really should bring it back to the library just because I'm not going to read it right now. And if anything, if I really want to read it in the future, I should probably just buy it later, not during June when I'm not allowed to buy anything. And just have it in my personal library so I don't have to constantly go back to the library and get it, because if I really, really want to read it, I should just own it. Yeah, I have to go to the library, return those. I may look around just to see. However, I'm reading a new book because I finished Howl's Moving Castle. Now reading The House on the Cerulean Sea. I'm only very little and 28 pages in because last night I tried reading it before I went to bed. And I was really tired and I had a headache, so I could only get through a little bit. And then this morning I only had like a little bit of time to read a few more pages, but I'm enjoying it so far. Howl's Moving Castle was like a 3 out of 5, gotta say. And I think it's like serves me right for watching the movie first, because obviously the book is very different than the movie, but not in like a good way where they're like, oh my god, they took out all the best stuff. No, it's a very different story. It's a very different story. There's a lot of elements that are missing. There's a lot of elements that are very different. And Howl's just not as likable in the book. And then I found out that the sequel I had purchased isn't like a sequel. It's more like the third in a series, but I don't think it matters because it's advertised as the sequel to Howl's Moving Castle. But when I looked at like the order of the books, it's like the third book. But I may read that later because it's like a little girl who's like really bookish and like kind of gets wrapped up into the world. So it's not like a character who's active within the Howl's Moving Castle like original story. And then the final thing I have to do today is I gotta go to my dad's. We are starting to dismantle my childhood room. I'm not happy about it, but that's what happens when you grow up. The room is needed for other things. It brought up a lot of shit for me. That was a big thing for me in April. Yeah. So that's what's happening today. It'll be very curious to go through everything in that room because everything basically, it's like childhood to early college. And then I didn't really live there anymore after that. So it like stops right at there. So basically I'm going to be seeing like at very least middle school to high school self. Okay, here we are in childhood room. I found a list called 100 Truths. I want to see how many of these are still true. Full name, Lindsey Carolyn Taft. This is still true. Nicknames, Linz and Lindy. I also have like 6 million other nicknames now, thanks to other people in my life. Male or female? We are still female. Elementary school, middle school, high school. I'm not gonna say what schools those were, so you can't go look up stuff about me. High school, I have written my first high school, my performing arts school. So this was obviously written very early on in high school. Birthday, October 3rd, 1997. I'm a Libra. Hair color, dark brown. Still dark brown. Tall or short? I'm short. Sweats or jeans? I wrote jeans. Nowadays, after pandemic, sweats. Phone or camera, whichever is with me. This is very much true as I'm recording this on my phone right now. What did I write? Health freak? No, but I want to be healthy. I don't know if that means like hypochondriac or if that means like mega healthy, like that girl kind of stuff. Orange or apple? I said either. You don't eat either of those things, Lindsay. Do you have a crush right now? Yes, but it'll take a lot of persuading for me to make you tell me who it is. Oh, make me tell you who it is. I don't know who it was at the time because I don't know when this was written. I know it's early high school, so I have a guess, but I'm not sure. Chinese food or Mexican food? Either. Pepsi or Coke? I can't handle soda. Too fizzy. I've tried. Stones, animals, or Beatles? Beatles. Blackbird is my fave. Basic. Been on an airplane? Yes. I love the airport. Sometimes. Not so much as an adult. Been in a relationship? No. Still true. Been in a car crash? Not that I know of. I have been in an accident, not involving another person. I hit a telephone pole. Been in a fist fight? No. Still have not. First piercing? I have no piercings. If you notice, my ears aren't pierced or anything. It's just something I've never wanted to do. First tattoo? Still have none. How many piercings do I have? None. First crush was a boy in kindergarten, and it wasn't serious. It was just kind of me going like, I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing, so I choose you. And it was just like one of my close guy friends because I was friends with a lot of boys when I was little. Last person who posted on my wall, because that used to be a thing. I don't know who that is anymore. Last person to IM, Casey, who I believe was someone I did theater with over the summer. Last person who texted me. I'm not going to say this name. We are not friends anymore, not for any, like, particular reason. I don't speak to this person anymore. Last celebrity I hugged. None. Sad face. I've never hugged a celeb. Oh, wait. Zach Levi gave me a little side hug when I was, like, 15. This was obviously before then. Last movie I watched, Beauty and the Beast on Disney Channel. Must have been playing. Last song I listened to, Taylor Swift's The Story of Us. Okay, now this is contextualizing this for me. I think I know who the crush was. Last thing I bought, The Wizard of Oz new production soundtrack on iTunes. So the Andrew Lloyd Webber Wizard of Oz. So this was written, I think, in the summertime between freshman and sophomore year, because I was doing The Wiz. Oh no, I wasn't doing The Wiz. I was doing Once on This Island, and that was the soundtrack I listened to. My favorite shirt, my purple flowery blouse, which I do not have anymore, I don't think. It was like a short-sleeved, puffy, like, peasant blouse thing. It was nice. Food, tacos and crab cakes, in parentheses, not together. Favorite drink, I wrote Wada, like W-A-T-T-A. This is still very true, although I do love a good tea, and I love coffee now. Bottoms, jeans, again, like, I'm wearing cutoffs right now, but, like, sweatpants all the way. My favorite flower is roses. Beauty and the Beast, obviously. My favorite animal is a lion. Still kind of is. Movies, Beauty and the Beast, Tangled, Little Mermaid, Phantom of the Opera, all versions. This 10-year past me, not all versions. There were some weird ones, admit it. And I wrote Rent, etc. Favorite subject is English. Have I ever fallen in love? No. Celebrated Halloween? Yes. Had my heart broken? Yes. Went over minutes or texts on my phone back when you could do that? Yes. Had someone like you? Yes. But it wasn't, like, mutual. It was never mutual. Made someone cry? Yes. Someone made you cry? Yes. Had an abortion? No. And it's getting harder, folks. Did something you regret? Obviously. Broke a promise? Yes. Hidden a secret? Yes. Pretended to be happy? Yes. Oh my god, I don't even know where I found this. Met someone who changed your life? Yes. Pretended to be sick? Yes. Left the country. By that point, I had not left the country. But now I have. I've gone to London, and I've gone to, like, islands. Tried something you normally wouldn't try and liked it. Yes. Cried over the silliest thing. Yes. Ran a mile. No. I probably should have checked yes, though, because everybody had to run the mile in like, middle school and high school. Went to the beach with your best friend. I wrote yes. I don't know who this person was, because I can't remember. Got into an argument with my friends. Yes. Disliked someone. Yes. Stayed single for 2 years. Yes. Currently eating. Nothing. Drinking. Nothing. Listening to Taylor Swift Mary's song, so debut. That's a nice little deep cut. Sitting or laying? I'm laying. Plans for today? Question mark. Not really. Waiting for California. So wait. This might have been pre-freshman year. Because I went to LA for the first time before freshman year of high school. Your future. Want kids? Don't know. I really don't. To get married? Yes. Now not so sure. Not so sure. You don't really have to. Career, Broadway, exclamation point. I still want to. Wouldn't suck, but I think, like, overall actress is fine. Lips or eyes. I wrote, what does that mean? My God, you are the acist person. Shorter or taller? Taller. I'd want someone taller than me. I'm just not used to people being shorter than me. Romantic or spontaneous? Both. Movies or mall? Movies. Dancing or singing? Singing. And I wrote in parentheses 2 left feet. Hookup or relationship? Relationship. Was never into hookup culture, even then. I must have been 13 when I wrote this. Looks or personality? After a while, you don't notice looks a lot. If they have a good personality, it's just how they look. As I've gotten older, I've had less crushes, so I can't really say where I stand on this anymore. But, like, there are definitely people I can agree are aesthetically attractive. Like, there are men who I see, and I'm like, I like that. I like how that looks. No freaking clue. Have you ever lost glasses or contacts? No. Now I have, because I wear glasses. I didn't then. Snuck out of the house? No. I have once. I went to the library, because I was really lame. And I laid all the clues out for my mom just to get caught. She didn't notice. Held a knife or a gun? Not a gun, but a knife I have, yes. Killed someone? No. That's what I wrote. Broken someone's heart? I hope not. Been in love? I don't think so. And I still don't think so. Cried when someone died? Yes. Do you believe in yourself? I wrote, yes. Sometimes. Still. Love at first sight? I'd like to, but it's never happened to me. Heaven? Not heaven itself, but a place to go after death? Yes. That's, I have no idea where I stand. Santa Claus? No. Aliens? I don't know. Well, now the news has confirmed that extraterrestrials exist. Ghosts, only when I've seen too many movie trailers. I don't know. And then I wrote God, I don't know. And then 95 is just truthfully. And I said, is there one person you want to be with right now? And I said, yes. No. I have an idea of maybe who that is. I don't know. Do you know who your real friends are? Yes. And then I wrote theater company, like summer theater company I was with. I'm looking at you. Which, like, I don't speak to any of those people anymore. Wish to tell someone something? Yes. Have you ever been cheated on? No, and still no. Do you want something in life? Yes, very much so. Will you repost this? Maybe. 13-year-old me had really good handwriting. My handwriting is not this nice anymore. This is my first cell phone case. For my first cell phone, like a little LG flip phone. Wow. Little charm and everything. That's cute. I would fly now. With all the kids getting into, like, the Y2K stuff. Also, some really crappy Taft shoes from Payless that I got laughed at in high school because I didn't want to pay for, like, the nice ones. And then I learned, basically, if you don't have the professional grade nice ones, you're an idiot. So, a lot of this is garbage. Also, my dad used to write notes in my lunch and draw cartoon characters, and he drew Cartman. Like, I was in elementary school. Or I might have been in high school. He did it for a period of time in high school, too, because I was having a rough go of it. So that maybe when he drew Cartman. That, and before it was on Netflix, I was pirating it. So for Christmas that year, in, like, 2013, my family bought me the Gilmore Girls Complete DVD set. But now I just watch it on Netflix, and they run reruns on a certain channel that's like a Christian channel, weirdly enough, but it runs reruns in the afternoons on weekdays. So now we're in the nightstand, which is pretty sparse because I actually did a massive clean out like a while back. So there's like really nothing in the top drawer except for this iPad. This is an old iPad. It's just so funny because my new one's like right over there. She thick. I used to read fan fiction on this. Oh yes, I did. And the reason why I got like a leather case for my iPad is because I wanted it to be like this one, because I have fond memories of it because I read fan fiction on it. I should probably trade that into Apple, so I'm gonna set that aside. Speaking of old Apple, I don't know what to do with these cords. There's gotta be, you know, I'm just gonna keep all the cords in this drawer for right now because I don't know where everything goes. This is the interesting one. Yeah, this is the playbill binder. Actually, one of the Playbill binders. All of these have no covers. Well, except for that. I did get doubles of some. A lot of them have no covers because they're on the wall. Hamiltunes with Seth Rudetsky. With lyrics. Actually, doing that was fun. It kind of felt like going to rehearsal. It just felt like being in the ensemble of Hamilton and you were rehearsing music. That's kind of what it felt like. This was All Shook Up. Don't want to say what company it was. Was in that. This was my news when I was in Once on This Island, playing a character I should not play. They did a story in the paper, so obviously we're keeping that. I may need to put all this in a folder. Kiss Me Kate, back when I was 12. I was in the ensemble. I have a lot of newspaper clippings in here. Children. We were all children. Like, doing this. Little babies. The Rent lyric book from the CD. This is all my theater stuff. This is our director, Valerie. We had a revolving set for Kiss Me Kate. This is my Jeopardy Phantom of the Opera answer. I just had this random clipping about Emmy Rossum. She was 23 when this came out. Because they're like, oh, what happened to her after Phantom of the Opera? Does she act anymore? And then she was on, like, one of the biggest shows ever, Shameless. I could throw this out. I don't need this. I just put it up because it was Emmy Rossum. It used to be on my bulletin board. Oh, this was, like, either middle school or high school. We had to go around and write compliments. Like, everyone in the class had to write compliments. I'll keep that. Same thing here. Like, you went around and you wrote compliments. This was from performing arts school. So, little different compliments. People actually knew me. What do I have? I have a mailing from Marvel for Stan Lee's passing. When did that come through? I don't remember this. Oh, we were part of the Disney Movie Club. That might be why. This is just like when Christopher Robin came out. I don't really need that. Once on This Island. It was fun, but I should not have done this. Kiss Me Kate. And I signed it. Because I was so cool. Chaplin. That was such a good show. That was an underrated show that got, like, paid dirt. Phantom, obviously. Unblemished Phantom. This was for Connecticut Rep. I went to go see Disaster after getting rejected for Beauty and the Beast. This was like, we went to this on the day of callbacks when I knew I wasn't getting a call back. So I could go see it. Ragtime. That was my high school's production of Ragtime that I teched. You were required to do tech hours before you could audition for shows. That changed my sophomore year when they really needed boys. So they didn't have to do tech hours. Can you tell I'm salty? Yeah, this was such a good show. Our cast was so great. I loved Ragtime, like, forever holds a special place in my heart. I have the play version of Pygmalion. This is technically my mom's. Sorry, Mom. I stole it. These are the girls I rode horses with. It's Amelia. That's Catherine. That's me. These are the girls I rode horses with. I have not talked to them in several years, but if you see this, hi, I miss you. A lot of this stuff I'm going to end up keeping because I put it in the drawer specifically for that. This is my Wiz. Again, another show I shouldn't have done, but I was just a munchkin in this. Like, the main cast was cast correctly, just so you know. This is a gift from my uncle. This is the Sarah Brightman, Steve Harley record single, 45, of Phantom of the Opera, before the show premiered, because Andrew Lloyd Webber likes to release a sexy little single before he puts his shows out. I watched that documentary so many times. It was kind of nice to have that, like, to have that piece of history before Steve Harley got fired. Okay. When I saw Mary Poppins again, I think with my high school, Avenue Q, saw this, then promptly got sick right after. La Cage, never saw it. Liz gave that to me. She loves La Cage. Book of Mormon. On Broadway. I never saw it on Broadway. Oh, this is Boston Opera House. I never saw Book of Mormon at Boston Opera House. That might have been, like, someone gave that to me. Porgy and Bess with Norm Lewis and Audra McDonald. Mystery of Edwin Drood. I kept all the things intact. I had copies, and then I would keep the signed ones intact. I smartened up. Oh, good! I do have an intact version of Peter and the Starcatcher. Thank God, because there's one up there that I ripped the cover off, and I was like, you moron. You absolute fool. Signed Chaplin. This is like the most theater kid I've ever been, I think. Signed Kinky Boots. That was with my high school. That's original cast, too. Original cast of First Date with Zachary Levi. Billy Elliot on tour. I was obsessed with Billy Elliot. Looped, signed by the playwright, because my mom's friends with him. And we're going to go see his new play, When Playwrights Kill. Very much looking forward to that. $1 Million Quartet. Catch Me If You Can was not a good night I saw it on. Miss Saigon blew my face off. So good. Christmas Story, the musical. This I never saw. I think Liz gave this to me. It was The Glass Menagerie. Les Mis with Remy and Caramello. And I think that was the last one I saw with this binder. Because it got full. Because I saw so many shows. I was very lucky. Can I close this now, please? My foot's now asleep, but I found more newspaper. I just found this Lindsay Lohan article on the back of one of those. This was my review from when I did Next to Normal. Outside of school, in high school. I was doing this while going to high school. It was a good review. It was a very good review. So I kept it because they had very nice things to say. This is a poem written by a friend of mine from high school named Maddie. It was called Sags. I had to take a creative writing elective, and she read that in class and gave us all copies. Speaking of school, this was, I think, the Cole Porter packet. Easy to Love. I should probably bring this to my voice teacher. So in Love from Kissy Kate. So we did it by composer. So this was the Cole Porter packet. This was, I think, for a concert we did. This was my Mary Poppins music. When I sang Mary Poppins, We Learned Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I was one of the lead vocalists for this. So we keep it. They did a bunch of stuff from Pajama Game. I forget why. I think it was for musical theater ensemble class. So we did these two songs from the Pajama Game. I Can Hear the Bells. I have one page of I Can Hear the Bells, which I think was an audition cut, because we did Hairspray my second year, and that was a show that did not play to my strengths, and I was like one of 2 people who did not get cast. Diatonic Scale, this was all theory stuff. I don't even know what this is. Mona Lisa, on the throat, this track, a total wreck, a flop, a baby on the flop. Oh, it's You're the Top. When I did it in high school. That was probably part of the Cole Porter packet. A lot of this sheet music is not sorted. See? Because this is the first page. My boyfriend's back and you're gonna get in trouble. I don't remember what this was for. Oh, it was for a concert I eventually dropped out of because it was getting ridiculous. This joint is jumping. It's really jumping. Yeah. I remember that dance. That was not good. I was not good in that. Rehearsal schedule. It was a Disney review that I dropped out of or something. Because I'd get up at 5 in the morning. School finished at 4. Rehearsal went from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And we were like 45 minutes from my house. So it was quite the commute. And after a while, and I had a sibling, we had stuff going on. I could not commit to it, which was, did not bode well for me. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Cyndi Lauper song. I don't remember what this was for. This was the packet for the Disney concert. I have printed internet lyrics for You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan, the musical, because I was doing a karaoke thing and I couldn't remember the lyrics. And A Little Night Music was playing on Broadway at the time. I'm so sorry. If anyone I did Les Mis with is watching this, I probably was supposed to return this, right? I don't remember getting charged for it, and I don't remember anyone telling me to bring it back, but it is signed by the revival cast of Les Mis. So, I think it was supposed to go back, but it's mine now. This is the full script and score of Les Mis, which you think would be much chunkier, but it's not. Wicked from the Bushnell. Lindsey was Glinda. That's why I staged George. This is a script and score I have for a show called Really Rosie. I have no clue what any of the songs sound like. I'm gonna cover the town name, but this was production Les Mis that I was in in the ensemble, which is so, I mean, if you're gonna be in the ensemble of a show, Les Mis is the way to go. Billy Elliot on Broadway, signed by Giuseppe Basilio, who I saw a year and a day later in Spring Awakening, the play. That was uncomfortable, with my mother. He and I, like, saw each other a few times, like, just randomly. Don't think he remembers me. This was my next to normal playbill. Do they have my picture in here? I don't think they have the picture. I think they just have names. There's me. I'm in there. This is like the nicest program I'd ever had with my name in it. It was very nice. One more clipping. I just have something about Sherlock Holmes public domain because my dad cut it out for me. I'll save it. A lot of this stuff I could probably tape into a journal now, but I need to put this in a folder. Weird, nostalgic, weird. But that was like all my high school stuff. And then these are my books. These are all the books I read in high school. Very formative reading there. Greasy. God. See, that makes it look not so bad. Yeah, so I finished cleaning out my room. Officially, everything is here. I have like a box there. There's boxes downstairs. There's boxes up here in the attic. I am gonna be getting some furniture sent here. So my desk is coming to here. This is like a $90 desk I got from Target. It is like plastic. It is kind of falling apart and it has no storage. There's like a little like under part and then a raised part. But other than that, there's no storage. My old desk had like drawers and a cabinet in it. So that's what's going to be moving here. I think it's about roughly the same size, except it has a cabinet, which will be nice because I just have a bunch of stationery stuff that I have no place for. My nightstand is coming because this is technically broken. There is one leg on it that has come off completely, and it is like just the weight of it is what is keeping it up against the bottom of the dresser. It's like over 10 years old. It's time. So we're basically going from like all white furniture to like some brown furniture. So it's gonna be a light wood. My desk is gonna be a light wood, but it doesn't matter because my you're on top of my computer. That's blue, that's brown. It's mismatched. It's fine. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm gonna have the place to myself in the afternoon because Ren and Mom are gonna go do something. And then Logan and I have decided to start watching Ghosts on HBO, the British version, not the American version, every week. So we're gonna do that, which I'm looking forward to because I need some kind of plan for my weekends. And then I have 2 days off, then I go back to work. So yeah, I don't think I got that job. But anyways, we have an update. I got the job. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Wasn't anxious beforehand. Now we're anxious because now I actually have to put some of my planning into action about how I'm going to get to and from, and also how I'm going to juggle this with my current job, which is in retail, that I've been at for almost 5 years. And they do pay me more. The retail job, unfortunately, they've got a pretty decent pay. Well, I am going to take my time that I have before I start to practice going into the city, because this is like the local city that I'm driving into. It's a little further away and I haven't had to do it yet because it's more complicated than my normal highway excursions. Good morning. It is June 26th. I look like crap. I shampooed my bangs. Today I am taking a dry run driving into the city and parking. I did all my research. The parking garage I want to park in is open, which is good, because that's where I believe I will be parking once I start working there. So that's good. I am prepped with my cash to pay for a couple hours, and we're gonna walk around. My mom's fiance and I are going together because he is the chillest one to drive with, because my mom apparently would freak out, which is very helpful. I'm nervous, like my hand is shaking a little bit, and I don't have a mount for my car for my phone anymore, so I can't see the map as I'm driving. So I'm gonna have him, I'm gonna keep voice commands on and everything, but I'm gonna be like, you need to tell me what I'm doing, like, because I can't see it. And I don't want to be looking down, like checking down at it when I'm in an unfamiliar place. I'm gonna make sure I give myself a nice little reward when I'm done. It's gonna be good. I might do a little breathing exercise before, just to get me in a better place. We're back. Getting in was fine. There was a little hiccup where I didn't recognize where I was, so I thought I was going in the wrong way. But then very quickly it became self-explanatory. Just people blocking the street, buses and stuff. Kind of annoying. Then we parked, no issue there. The parking garage was basically empty. It was filling up when we got back though, because I think there was a matinee going on, I think, so people were parking. But we parked, we walked around a bit just to see what was there, what wasn't. It was a Sunday, so a lot of stuff was closed. Was a Sunday. It's still the same day. I'm just in different clothes because I sweat through my shirt. Because it's 90 degrees outside on the pavement. Walking around, had lunch. Then we had to get out. We went out the other side of the garage because that was supposed to send me straight to the interstate and be a little bit less complicated. However, I was in the wrong lane for the first part, so then I had to make sure someone let me in on the other side. Got on, but the merge goes from 2 lanes to 1, not giving me a lot of space to merge. Then once you get on the highway, more stuff merges in from behind you. It gets very complicated, gets a little narrow for a bit. They've been doing construction on the HOV lane forever, so that got blocked off. Not that I need it, but it was just something I needed to be aware of. Then once everything opened up, things got a little better because I had a very slow truck. I had cars not knowing what the hell they were doing. So finally I was able to just get around everything. And then once I hit the town where my current job is, I was like, now I'm familiar with where I am, I can relax. But getting out of the city, very hard. But I did it. I want to do it again before training day. Unfortunately, this week is goddamn insane. And no one can go with me, but I do want to go with someone once again before having to do it alone. Just because things got a little confusing, and yeah, my reaction time wasn't super quick because I was like, well, what do I do? What do I do? Like, there was too many things to pay attention to. So hoping next Sunday. It's too freaking hot today. I'm too tired. Because Kevin said, like, you want to start over and do it again? And I was like, no. I'm too exhausted. Also, I need to get gas for my car. I'm too tired to go back out again. I'm going to get it after work. Yeah, I'm tired. That was a lot. That was a lot. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. I've got like an hour before therapy, and then I have work at 3. But I'm sat here with my breakfast watching. If it's very strange to me that in my recent foray back into fandom spaces, like in a very active way. In later news, Ms. Marvel came out today. It's a Captain Marvel water bottle, which no one gets. Everybody's like, oh, Wonder Woman. I'm like, no, it's not. That's not a W. But I understand why you think that. But oh my gosh, I'm in love. I think this might be, like, I thought, so like, WandaVision was fun. Falcon and Winter Soldier was fun. Hawkeye I loved the most because I loved Kate Bishop. And then Moon Knight I didn't finish yet. I have like a couple episodes left of Moon Knight, but I kind of fell off. And then Ms. Marvel I was really excited for, and I knew it kept getting pushed because listen, Captain Marvel, that is my girl. And I don't meet a lot of IRL Captain Marvel fans. She just does not get discussed in the same way that, like, you know, your Tony Starks, your Steve Rogers. So it was kind of nice to see a show about a girl who's like a massive Carol Danvers fan. But also, like, she just reminded me of me in high school. Like, just like the pureness of her fandom. I just like loved it. Just like that pure love. Like, there wasn't any toxicity to it. There was just like the little YouTube channels she'd make, and like the theories she would have, and like the cosplay content. Like, it was all very cute and lovely, and it just made me miss what it was like for me in high school when I would like engage with fandom in that way. Something from my like formative fandom days has come back from the dead, and I didn't know this. If anybody watched me in like 2018 when I did video every day in April, I did a Vita to get back into the swing of recording stuff. One of the videos I did, like, I think the grand finale of that whole month was a video essay on the show BBC Sherlock. And it was basically about my reaction to the backlash against season 4 and me not reading the room and realizing that a lot of these people's headcanons and like assumptions for the series were actually believed. They weren't just like personal things for themselves. And I was talking about how like that was kind of my first realization into how serious fandom would get, and that's why I backed off for the last like 5 years. Like, I never interacted with fandom in that way ever again until now. One of the elements I mentioned was a YouTube channel called TJLC Explained, which stood for the John Locke Conspiracy Explained, done by a creator named Rebecca, that I watched every single episode of, even though I didn't care either way if the series had John Locke be canon. Didn't care, because I didn't expect anything from creators, because I'm like, they operate separate to us. They do not, like, I never thought that I'd have any influence over what they did. But I watched it, and it was really cool, and she made really compelling arguments as to the truth of it all, and she was very good. Then obviously when she turned out to be wrong, the channel disappeared, and in my video I even show a screenshot of the channel at the time, and it is completely empty. And I just figured, okay, she probably got, you know, embarrassed and kind of withdrew from everything, and that's understandable. A lot of people did, and I did not fault her for that at all. And all of a sudden, because I've been binging a lot of House content and a lot of just Sherlock Holmes, meaning like Arthur Conan Doyle Sherlock Holmes content, the algorithm sent this girl back to me. And turns out she has reemerged. All the episodes are back, and she has put out a 7-part retrospective on the show 5 years later. And she has kind of like explained her absence and explained why she's doing this and coming back to the show in maybe like a more positive place. And I've also been in a similar place where like I've been watching clips of the show again and remembering like what I found kind of charming about it, without the John Locke goggles on. And also now that I'm older and identify as like asexual, I now have an aromantic reading of Sherlock Holmes, so it's being able to identify within the story again, so I'm like less prickly towards BBC Sherlock. And I'm also following some people online now who are also fans of House, but also that bleeds into being a fan of Sherlock Holmes because they're like the same story. Like, people are posting BBC Sherlock memes again, and it's just like, it's kind of nice for me. It's nostalgic. I'm considering possibly doing a Holmes and Watson video in the same way I did a House and Wilson video. However, the House and Wilson video was a little bit more about me reconciling some like offensive things towards my sexuality in the show, even though it's my favorite show. Like, I just hate this episode that they do. If you want to watch it, I'll put a thing. I'm very proud of it. I rewatch it sometimes because like it's the most advanced thing I think I've ever done. That show is so much of my life, like in high school, and I still like I have like 3 Funko Pops over on my bookshelf. And weirdly enough, the Sherlock one keeps falling off the shelf because his foot broke from the first time he fell, and he's top heavy, so I just think it's funny to me that the man who jumped off the roof of a hospital keeps falling off my bookshelf. I lied, I have 2. I thought I had a John Watson, but I don't. I have Sherlock and I have Irene. But that's where I'm at today. Just like going back to what I found enjoyable in my younger days. And I even had a chat with a friend last night where I kind of explained what my fixation with characters like this is, and she kind of like, there was a degree of like new understanding that kind of came from that conversation, where she was just like, oh, now that you're explaining some of this to me, like the way you are and the way we communicate makes a lot more sense. And she's like, this isn't me like judging you. She's like, it just makes more sense, and I find it really interesting. So I'm kind of glad that happened. But I have therapy in like half an hour, so we can talk about that in therapy. I apologize for like the weird angle, but I don't have a mount for my phone anymore because it broke. And yeah, so you're looking at me through the steering wheel. That's how that's gonna go. Oh my god, I just want to clean my glasses. I'm in the parking lot in the hairdresser, but I'm a little early, so I gotta keep an eye on the time. But I have too many glasses cases, and this one didn't come with a microfiber cloth. Hooray. We have family staying this week. They're over a bit earlier than we expected. So we've got 2 other people staying with us right now. I have work every single day this week, pretty much, basically every day I have set available for work is filled. I am closing pretty much every other day this week, except Saturday when I'm there 1 to 7, which always sucks. So it's basically like 2 ends of the spectrum. If I'm closing and it's a weeknight, it's dead. And then you'll get sometimes like this rush right before closing, which isn't helpful because we don't have the coverage to handle a rush because it's 9 o'clock on a Monday, or in this case, a Wednesday. I haven't gotten a chance to do another dry run into the city because people came over. It just got too stressful, so we moved that to Friday. And so I'm going to do that on Friday, and then I have to go to work again till 9, and then the next day I go into work until 7. Yeah, it's a lot. I'm tired. It's like day 2 or day 3 of my period. I don't remember. I don't know. All I know is I'm exhausted. I'm in pain. I'm like, don't know what I want food wise. Like, I don't know what's happening. below my neck, essentially. I have this at 12, and then I'm gonna drive home, trying to avoid the just shit ton of construction that's going on right now. They're like laying cable, they're cutting down trees, they are redoing roads. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Just everywhere. Like, I was single lane roads everywhere. I was like constantly like worried I was gonna be late. Shockingly, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just so stressed, and I just want to go home, be able to pack a dinner for myself, and then go to work on schedule. And just like I haven't had a moment really to like chill. Like, I didn't really do much of anything yesterday, but again, we have people staying, so you're in visitor mode a little bit. So it's not entirely relaxing. And I'm freaking exhausted. And then I start my job next week, so I want to get a few more driving things in before I do that. And we're also starting to look at, so I looked at the ad for my job again, like what I applied for, and it said 29 hours a week. They said 20 hours a week on the phone, but that may have been an abbreviation, I don't know. But basically, starting next Tuesday, and this is July, not June, because we're almost done with June, once I get confirmation on my schedule, I may be quitting my job, because I thought I was going to juggle, and now we kind of did the math out, and if the hours are consistent, I'd only really be losing about $40 a week. Yeah, and if at some point I can negotiate myself up to full-time, that would be great. But this is somewhere I want to be. Like, this isn't just like, I need to make money. This is somewhere I want to be. It's in the theater industry. It's entry level, but like, it's where I want to be. I don't mind staying. My current retail gig, I couldn't give a shit about. I only joined that job to get out of a current crappy job, and because they treat me well. I have like 1 minute to go inside, so we'll finish this conversation later. Hi, I have short hair now. Well, shortish. Medium length. I just needed a massive trim. It's so hot out. Where were we? Previous conversation. I don't remember. Basically, I'd like to not work my current job anymore, but I have to see what's what. I'm also just exhausted. Like, I need a break because I'm burnt out at my current job. This happens like around this time every year, spring, summer. I get burnt out at my job because we go from, crazy Christmas season into slow season, which is now. But then you get holiday weekend, and we are already getting people prepping for back to school. Like, all of our backpacks came in the other day. I just need a break. It's a long week. I mean, like, true break. I'm not even talking like not scheduled for work. I'm talking like scheduled for nothing for a whole week. That means no voice lesson, no gym, nothing. Like, I want a vacation. Fortunately, I can't afford that. So, and unfortunately, I'm burnt out at this job, and I'm about to start a new job. So, we're doing our best to kind of reclaim my time when I come home. I closed the other day, and we got out around 8:30, so it's about a half hour before I go home, but then I took the long way home because I needed to get gas. So, I got home at 9. Which doesn't give me a lot of time because, listen, once it hits like 10 o'clock, I start to hit the wall. So time that could be my free time becomes bedtime. So I'm hoping to just gain back a little piece of myself, I have my Sunday off. I still have to do a nice dry run into the city. So that adds a little bit of stress. So I can't fully enjoy it. And then after that, I don't really know when my next free time is going to be because I don't know what my schedule is going to look like for the next month until Tuesday the 5th, because then I'll be able to discuss it and we'll be able to land somewhere. Yeah, that's where we are. we're working through some stuff. All right, I don't have any time today, so we're just gonna do this here and now. It is June 30th. It's the last day of June. I have to edit all of this today in order to hit my deadline for tomorrow. Tomorrow is July 1st. So many things are gonna happen. Let me just like lay out July for you later. For now. In July, I'm gonna be starting a new job. The plan is to go see Company at some point before it closes. I've been dying to see the show forever. However, we got our tickets from like a kind of sketchy. If anyone has ever ordered Broadway tickets through BroadwayWorld.com, let me know if that's like a legit thing to do, because they would not tell us our seats and we won't know anything till 12 hours prior. So not wild about it. I'm gonna go see Company. I may or may not quit my current job. We don't know. We'll find out next time on whatever this is. What did I do this month? For the first time in 10 years, all of my possessions are under one roof. I no longer have two houses. I have two houses. Like, I own two houses. My dad's house no longer houses pretty much any of my possessions. Everything is here now. I have my old desk from my childhood room that is nice and sturdy and like big, and I love it. Went to Rockport for Father's Day. That was cool. Never been there before. That was the only time I took out the nice camera. So that happened. I had a really good time. I needed that. I needed just to like go away for a day, and the fact that it was cold was kind of a nice break from this heat wave we've been experiencing. Ms. Marvel came out, and I kind of got back into fandom again, which makes me very, very happy. Just like all of these old things I used to love are kind of coming back to me now, including like Ms. Marvel's new, but Sherlock came back, not in any real way, but like one of the content creators I loved when I was in my Sherlock phase has come back and like kind of helped me reconcile with like a very difficult part of my fan journey. I'm reading again. I read 4 books this month. Read Howl's Moving Castle, which was weird. It's not the same as the movie. I read the Lucy Variations by Sarah Zarr and Gem and Dixie by Sarah Zarr. One was about a former piano prodigy. The other one was about 2 sisters in a like not so great home situation. And then I finished the Charlotte Holmes series by Brittany Cavallaro, and I'm very sad about it. I need more. If you know any more really good Sherlock Holmes adaptations or continuations or like stuff about family members of Sherlock Holmes, let me know. I'm also considering doing a book channel, just considering it, just so I have a place for all this stuff. Also, there's like content built in, and BookTube has always been my favorite thing. I'm considering it. I'm thinking about it. It's not a definite. Don't hold me to that. Yeah, so read that, and now I'm reading Down the Rabbit Hole, which is in my bag somewhere, which I read first in middle school and got me into Sherlock Holmes in the first place, and now I'm reading it as an adult, and it's just very eye-opening reading this like little 13-year-old girl who I'm just like, this girl is neurodivergent. This girl is neurodivergent. What came out this month? The Boys came out on the 3rd. Wild. Been watching that. Insane. Talking about fandom, being involved in that is so fun. I don't read any fan fiction for it, because frankly, like that show's horrifying enough. I don't need anything dirtier than that, really. It's enough. Watching that show as an ace person is a very double-edged sword, I say, as I'm wearing the most asexual outfit ever. We did Summerween. We'd had a nice little Gravity Falls night. That was super, super fun. I carved a watermelon. Ren couldn't help me because both of us might have an allergy to watermelon. My dad's deathly allergic. Ren gets a lacy rash when they eat melon, and we have not tested the theory with me, but I figured we'd just stay away from it. But apparently I touched it and everything was fine. I just haven't tried any. I didn't film much. I mean, this is still probably going to be very long, but I didn't film a lot. Oh, also, my uncle's movie came out. And then I have to go to my dad's, because me, my grandmother, my dad's girlfriend, and my sibling are going to be watching a Hallmark movie that my uncle wrote, which is just a wild turn of events. And my dad was immortalized in a Hallmark movie. they mentioned him by name. Not first and last name, but they mentioned him by name, and it's very funny to me that he is now immortalized in a Hallmark movie. Next month, we're going to be adjusting. It's going to be a big ol' adjustment. I'm a little freaked out. I'm just waiting for my life to just settle. Once I just get back into a new routine, because we had a lot of transition this month, so now I need to just... Once I start this job, I might be able to, like, gain a bit more of a routine, because it'll be the same thing every day, same time, same place kind of thing, whereas my current job, it's very much whatever they choose to do to me that week. So I feel like I'll have a bit more control. Still have not set up my calendar in here or up there. I'm really behind, but that was June, so hopefully y'all come back for July. We'll see how that goes.